Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I am back. I'm so sorry, I took a little break. I was off work during the holidays and I decided I was just going to be off on everything, and I enjoyed my time. We had a wonderful Christmas. I say we had a wonderful New Year's. We just don't do nothing. We don't go out and do anything on on New Year's Eve or anything like that, but wonderful New Year's. It was like another day for us, but anyway, Christmas was awesome. And I have just been doing some me time. Nothing, haven't been sick, I just took some time off work. I was off from my paying job, and so I thought, well, I'll be off on my hobby over here. But I'm back. I'm refreshed. Everything's good. I hope y'all had great holidays, wonderful holidays. And let's get busy. Got a few things on my calendar to do today. I don't really have a calendar. I just said that. But I'm going to make a cake. My husband was dying for me to make one over the holidays, and I did not get around to it. So I thought, we're going to do it. Yes, I know New Year's you're supposed to be eating healthy and you're on your diet, and I didn't make a resolution like that because I never stick to them. But I'm just going to try to start eating better, not eat as much, and try to lose a few pounds that I have gained over the last few months. Nothing big. I did make a resolution. Well, I told my husband the other night that I'm not going to spend any money through March. Meaning, you have to spend money, but I'm not buying me anything. I'm not buying me any clothes. I'm not buying me any shoes. I'm not buying any new makeups. I'm not buying jewelry, which I don't buy a lot of that stuff anyway, but household, kitchen gadgets, whatever. I am not purchasing. I'm not going online and getting stuff from Amazon. I am not. I have everything that I need, and there's no need. So I am going to try for the next 3 months, and if it works for the 3 months, I'll go longer than that. But, yes, we're going to need groceries. If something comes up, that Lord willing, the refrigerator goes out or something like, stuff like that, yes, I'll have to buy. But any extras, I'm not buying. So y'all are going to be keeping me accountable because I'm going to let y'all know in every video how I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to make a chocolate layered cake. And I've made chocolate layer cakes, but I've not done the chocolate layer cakes with the really skinny layered cake. So we're going to try that. And I want to get this done, get it in the oven, and then I'm going to show you some stuff. This is just a yellow boxed cake mix. I'm not doing anything homemade. This is per the box instructions. I am doing a cup of water and 1/3 cup of oil and 3 eggs. Would it be better if I made it homemade? Yeah, it would. Would it have been better if I did the doctored up cake mix, with the extra eggs and use milk instead of water? Yes, it would. However, this is going to be a quick test run. So I'm just using a whisk, and I'm just hand whisking it instead of getting out my hand mixer. Okay, I've got, these are 8-inch cake pans. I only have 3 of them. But I Criscoed the bottom, put in parchment rounds, and Criscoed the sides. So we are going to do thin layers. just got my cup, measuring cup out, and I'm going to do almost 1 cup. And I may not need, we'll start out with that. Speaking of not buying clothes, I've got on my caffeine and quarantine sweatshirt from Old Navy that I got in 2020 when Corona hit. So I don't need to buy any clothes. I've got old clothes, I've got newer clothes. Just kind of swirling it to get it covered. Since I only have 3 of this size cake pans, these are going to have to cook, and then I'm going to have to reuse these for the next batch. Got my oven preheated to 350. I don't know how long these are going to take. We'll just have to keep an eye on them. I'm going to put these into the oven. Be right back. Okay, I'm going to share with y'all some, my head's cut off. I don't know what is going on. See, I'm out of practice. Okay, I'm going to share some of my honorable mention Christmas gifts that I got this year. It's not everything that I got. And it's not to discount anything that anybody else got. These just top the list for me. So, first off, you saw me working on this board. And I love it. My son got me this. And it's got the lip that hangs over this, over your countertop, you know, so it doesn't move if you're pushing this way. But here's the kicker: the back side, and I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, it's a pastry board also. So it's got the cutouts and the centimeter ruler here, inches ruler here. Inches up here, centimeters down here, and then it has got your for an 8-inch pie, the circumference, 9-inch pie, 10-inch pie, or a tart, which is in the middle. I know that's kind of hard to see, but I loved this. The plain side I'm using for my cutting board. It is so big, easy to clean. This is probably my number 1. That's probably my number 1. I just love it. I just love it. And especially if I'm going to be rolling out bread doughs and stuff, it's not going to move because of the lip. Even when you flip it over to the pastry board, there's a lip on this side that hangs. So like if you're rolling out stuff, it ain't going to be moving all over the place. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. All right. My next favorite little thing I got, my daughter gave me. She gave me 2 things. One of them's in the laundry, but it was a Columbia jacket that I love. And then she got me, let me get out of here, Stanley. A Stanley. I've never had a Stanley. I always buy the cheap ones. They're the ones from Temu. So I've never had a Stanley tumbler. So she got me a Stanley, and I love it. I feel so bougie now, like I've made it. I made it. I've got a Stanley. So anyway, love it. Love, love, love the Stanley. And then my sister-in-law got me, now y'all remember, I got a grandchild coming, and I'm going to be called Honey. Chris is going to be Paw Paw. She got me this apron. Honey's Kitchen. Grandbaby's spoiled here. Is that not precious? Is that not just precious? I just love it. I love it. Honey's Kitchen. Oh, I just love that. And then she also got me these recipe cards. I probably just messed my hair up putting that on and off. Well, let's see if I can get it open. The recipe cards that say Honey's Kitchen. It's got a cow on it. Is that not cute? Okay, I really liked that. So thoughtful. Y'all, and I did get some other stuff. I mean, these are just not, but these are some of my favorites. Okay, I'm going to show you what Chris made me. He decided he was going to make me a Christmas present this year. And I was like, but, hold on, let me check the cakes. I'm going to have to keep an eye on those. But he made me something, and I love it. Let me show you. Okay, so, do you know what this is? This is a canned goods storage. You put the cans up here, and it comes down in a row, and so when you get one out of here, the next one drops down. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for canned goods. And I'm talking not stuff that I home can, but like, you know, grocery store canned foods. And then he thought he'd be cute and write Kathy's Country Life on here. But anyway, he made that. We're going to hang it up in the pantry. It's so heavy, so we got to make sure we have studs to hang this on, or locate the studs to hang it on. But he made me that. I never dreamed that he came. He's not a woodworker, whatever, but you know, he don't build stuff. So he did that. I'm proud of him. And he was like, well, I probably shouldn't have painted Kathy's Country Life on there because it looks like a kindergartner wrote it. It's part of the appeal that he even thought to do that. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so I showed you my little gifts that I was so excited for. And I love this little board. I had saw when we went to Tennessee, went to Gatlinburg for Thanksgiving, me and the whole fam. We were in Paula Dean's, and she had a pastry board. It was just a square pastry board. And I just loved it. And I told my son, I said, that's what I want for Christmas. I want a pastry board. And so I really thought that he went back there and got it while we were there. But he didn't. But he got me this, and I love it even more. This beats the Paula Deen one. I especially love it because it's got those lips, and it's not going to move, and it's so big, and it's so spacious, and I just love it. Okay, enough about my cutting board, pastry board. But I love it. I do have one more honorable mention that I love too. It's a cake plate. My niece, who is 15, bought this for me with her own money. Let me show you. That's her. She's stinking cute. Anyway, she went Christmas shopping with her own money, and she picked this out for me, and I love it. It's the Biltmore. Is that not just gorgeous? I love it. Love it. Okay, I got those out. I'll show you what they look like, but I think one of them was a little bit too thicker on one side, so I got to make sure that I have those even in the pan. I'm going to spray these down. Ooh, still hot. With some Baker's Joy. think I'll probably have enough for 3 more. This might be just a really thin layer, but that's okay. It's edible. I'm trying to get every little speck. I think it'll be all right. I'm going to let them sit here and try to even out a little bit more before I pop them in the oven. I felt batter on the bottom of that one. Okay, in the oven they go. It's 234. I'll let you know when they come out. So we guesstimate a time. So 1 cake mix, boxed cake mix, and using a scant cup of batter in an 8-inch cake pan will make 6 pans. That makes sense? A box of cake mix, mixed as directed, using a scant cup in each 8-inch cake pan will make right at 6. Okay, we got that. Okay, I'm gonna whip up some rolls for dinner tonight. We're gonna be cooking dinner also. In this bowl, I've got 2 tablespoons of sugar. I've got 1.5 cups of warm milk, not to exceed 110 degrees, or to kill off your yeast. And then I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of yeast. Now then, this makes like 12 rolls. I'm not going to have 12 rolls for us for dinner tonight, so I've made these before for you guys, and we stuck them in the freezer, and those turned out awesome. I took those Christmas Eve to my son's house, and those turned out good. I took them out of the freezer, let them come to room temperature and rise on their own, baked them, and you couldn't tell that they had been previously frozen. So we're going to let this sit here and proof for a little bit and make sure that the yeast is active. And we're going to come over here to the stove now and start working on our icing. Okay, I think these are ready. It's 2:47, and I'm going to start taking these out and putting them on my cooling rack. kind of lopsided too. It's kind of lopsided too. That's okay, we're going to make it work. And let those cool off completely. Let me get the ingredients ready for the frosting. Okay, I'm using that Pioneer Woman's chocolate sheet cake icing, which is just the easy stovetop icing. And I've got 1 3/4 sticks of salted butter that I am melting. We're going to get that melted up. Okay, that's melted. Into this, we're going to add 4 heaping tablespoons of cocoa powder. We're going to stir it up and get it all incorporated. Try to get any lumps of cocoa out. We're going to let this boil for about 30 seconds. Alright, turn the heat off. Move it off the heat. You need 6 tablespoons of milk. That's 4, 6. And some vanilla. It probably says a teaspoon, but you know, I just measure with my heart on that. Okay, we're going to start adding in, oh, I hope I have enough powdered sugar. Some powdered sugar. I think it says, I'll look on the recipe, I can't remember how much it says. But we're going to start out with that. It's a good idea to sift your powdered sugar so it's not so lumpy, but Kathy didn't do that. Put a little bit more. That was probably about 5 cups total of powdered sugar that I put in. So we're going to just let this hang out till we're ready to start frosting. It's got the residual heat in the pot. And also, as I sit here, and as I let it sit here, it will, that powdered sugar will dissolve more and there won't be any lumpy bumpies. Oh, and I forgot, I got about 1/2 cup of chocolate pecans that I'm going to go put it in the icing. That's optional. Alright, let's get back to the old bread-a-rooski. I'm just going to bring you down. It's all fuzzy-wuzzy, foamy-womy, whatever you want to call it. So, I'm going to, I've already put my sugar up, dang it. No, I didn't. Did I? Excuse me while my 2024 brain begins functioning. I'm going to put in about 1/3 of a cup of sugar. I'm just going to leave that open. And get my Danish whisk out. I'm doing something I don't know that you've ever seen me do before, but I'm going to do this by hand. I'm not using my bread maker to do the dough for me. I'm not using my mixer. I'm going to attempt to do this by hand and show y'all. One egg, room temperature. I need some butter melted. Hang on, gotta do that. Alright, I would go ahead and put this in there, but I heated it up in the microwave. It's a little warm. I don't want to kill off my yeast. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my flour. Starting out with 4 cups. And then I'm going to pour the butter over this so the flour will cool it down some. Then a teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to just mix this all up with my Danish whisk. Very wet. We'll add some more flour. Another cup. Okay. Guess what? We're going to use our pastry board side. Although I could have used the other side. I'm not rolling out a pie dough or anything, but hey, just for the heck of it, let's do that. Let me get some flour. I'm getting my little flour thingy I showed y'all from. I think I got it linked down below. We're gonna shake some. We're gonna shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Right now. I love this thing. Found this from the Needy Homesteaders YouTube channel. I'm going to turn this out. Do I like kneading and all this by hand? Nope. But less dishes to wash. I'm getting out my stand mixer, my bread machine. Okay. First off, I'm just going to get it all mixed together. Okay, so I'm going to stand here. I'm going to knead this for about 10, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes maybe, until it's all smooth and it's looking good. So I won't torture y'all watching me do this, but that's what I'm going to be doing for the next few minutes. I've only been at this for about 3 minutes, but I was going to show you how you can kind of tell when you've kneaded it enough. When you, let's say you come down and you do this, and it's just breaking. You should not have a breakage like that. You can also do a window pane test when you get a small piece, and you should be able to pull it and it without it breaking, and it would get like you're pulling bubble gum, how it gets that thin sheen in the middle. So yeah, I knew this wasn't anywhere near ready, but I just wanted to show y'all that. And yes, it takes my breath away because I am out of shape. But we will continue on. I thought this was recording where icing the cake. I've done 2 layers, and I'm just going on, taking the icing. I got a third of the scoop, and then I'm having to get a little bit more than a third. Okay. While our bread is rising, its first rise, we are going to begin our supper. I don't know what to call this. Chicken yum yum. I'm going to call it chicken yum yum because it's just kind of like a made up recipe. Alright, in the bottom of a 9x13, I've chopped up 1 large onion, and I mean I like in big chunks, like rings, half rings. We're going to add some salt. Some pepper. There's a big chunk of pepper. And then I'm going to put mushrooms on this. I've got freeze-dried mushrooms. If you got fresh mushrooms, you can use that, or it can be totally optional. These are freeze-dried mushrooms, so I'm hoping that the liquid that's going to come out of the onions as they cook is going to rehydrate these. I've not done this with freeze-dried mushrooms before, but, you know, I think that it might just work. Okay, I have grated up a block, 8 ounces of Monterey Jack. You can use cheddar. I usually always use cheddar, but I don't have, all I've got is a big 5-pound block, and I didn't want to just get in there and use a little bit. and then have to deal with wrapping it all up. So I had an 8-ounce block of Monterey Jack, so I've just grated that up really quick. I'm using chicken thighs, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can use chicken breast, chicken tenderloin, whatever cut that you like. I had froze this with 4 to a bag. So I've got 4 rather large chicken thighs. Let me wash my hands. Ugh. Yucky, yucky, yucky. All right. And I think I might have to get another thing of mayonnaise. I don't know if I got enough. Stay. And this is kind of a made-up recipe, so I don't know about measurements. But we're going to guesstimate on here. I'm going to have to get another jar. Hang on. Okay, we use Bama mayonnaise. Well, I'm in Alabama, so let me see where this is made. Well, it's by that Sauer brand, which I believe they sell that Sauer brand in Aldi's. And it's made in Richmond, Virginia, so it's not an Alabama thing, but this is our favorite mayonnaise. We'll say 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. And then about the same on sour cream. Whoop, slid right off. All right, so we're gonna mix all this up. Okay, we're gonna add some salt to this, pepper, and garlic powder. Maybe a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then another little pinch of the cheese. Spread this over the chicken. There is a stink bug flying around here. I knew I smelled something. It's up there on my light. I got a whiff of something a minute ago and I thought, what is that? And there him is. I'm going to get you, sucker. I am going to get you. Yeah, I think the juices from the chicken and the onions and stuff, I cooked those. We'll rehydrate those. Mushrooms. And that's optional, of course. I know a lot of people have an aversion to the texture of mushrooms. We love them. Okay. And we'll sprinkle some breadcrumbs. I mean, maybe 1/4 of a cup. Not even that. I would say, well, maybe, well, just enough to cover it. Maybe 3 tablespoons. We'll go with 3 tablespoons. And then we're going to top it with the rest of the cheese. You see the theme here? Yum yum chicken, bunch of cheese. Okay. Got my oven preheated to 350. I am going to cover it with foil because I do not want the breadcrumbs or this cheese on top to get too brown before the chicken is done. That's the goal of this, is to get the chicken done. So I'm going to stick this in the oven 30 minutes probably, covered up, and then I'm going to take the cover off, check the temperature of the chicken, and continue cooking it. I have been following, I'm making me a nice coffee, give me a little pick-me-up. But I haven't, well, I don't follow her. I need to follow her. I've been watching these videos on TikTok. Her name is Mama D. She's a young girl from Alabama. I think her name's Mallory. I might be wrong on that. What is her screen name is Mama D. And she's a stay-at-home mom, and you know, tries to save money and all that good stuff. And she's been doing an iced coffee series, and I have just watched it and watched it. And so I thought, man, that is such an easier way to do iced coffee than the way that I do it. So started using some of her recipes, and oh my gosh, it's like Starbucks reincarnated. So I'm going to show you, this is one of her recipes that she has shown. So I'm going to show you this, and I'll do a video, and I'm not stealing her content. Her name is Mama D. She's on TikTok. You are more than welcome to go over there and watch her videos. And I'm just sharing her and going to show you some of the things that she does. And this, I'm making a caramel iced coffee. This morning I made caramel syrup. I've got a pint-sized jar in the refrigerator, and it wouldn't all quite fit in a pint-sized jar, so I left some out in this little jar. Very easy to make, and this is the first time I'm trying her caramel syrup recipe in an iced coffee. I have made, she does a brown sugar syrup that is delicious. I guess you in a hot coffee or an iced coffee. And so I'll show y'all how to make these two syrups in another video, but I'm going to go ahead and just show y'all how easy it is. Now this cup is not super clean because I've already had an iced coffee in it. I'm doing decaf, and I just went to my Piggly Wiggly and bought their brand. And there might be better, I don't know, I'm not an instant coffee person, but I got the regular and then I got a decaf. So I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of the instant coffee in my cup. And then I'm just going to add water. I mean, just a little bit of water to help get it dissolved. Like that. I'm going to swirl it around. She makes hers in a mason jar, and she puts the lid on it and shakes it up. But I'm just going to swirl around. Okay, so I'm going to use this caramel syrup that I made. And I usually, with the brown sugar, I just would do a glunk, glunk. You know, because I like to use those technical terms. And then I'm going to get some ice. Ice. Then I'm going to put milk. Now then, I would prefer, I don't have any skim milk, but I thought about getting either 1% or skim milk to try this with. And you just kind of stir it up. It's delicious. How simple. I like that caramel. So, iced coffee. That's simple. I don't have to make it. You know, I made it in my, what do you call that, coffee maker. The non-electric that you have the plunger that you stick down in. I can't even think. I've drawn a blank. But I would always make strong coffee in that and use that for my iced coffees. And no more. Instant coffee. They also make, hang on. They also make an instant espresso coffee. I would like to find that for my morning going to work coffee. But I hadn't ventured out to no big grocery stores yet. But this is delicious. I do the decaf at night, or if it's later in the day. I have a problem sleeping anyway, so I don't need no extra problems, you know what I mean? Okay. Doubled in size. I just took the aluminum foil off of the Yum Yum chicken. Let it continue to cook. We're going to make us some rolls. Here's the cake. This on top of it is where I scraped where it all ran down in here and just plopped it on here, and it's already pretty stiff, so it just landed like that. Chris came in and he says, "What is that?" And I said, "It's a chocolate layer cake like you was wanting," and he said it looked like doo-doo on top. Yes, Chris, I made you a doo-doo cake. Kathy from the future. When I was editing this and uploading it, I realized that I had lost footage. I did not get the ending. I did not get, we did a taste test on the chicken and the cake. It got lost, didn't do right or something. So this isn't very appetizing looking, but this is the leftover chicken. It was delicious, tender, delicious. And then this is the cake after we've already been digging in it. But if you can see the layers, it turned out delicious too. So I apologize if this got a funky ending to it. I don't know what happened. That just makes me mad. But anyway, everything turned out great. I'm glad that y'all were here for it, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.